Hey, Jeff Howard here with CrazyFly Kiteboards, and we've got the Cruiser Light Wind board. Now this board comes in two sizes. You're going to get your 150 range and your 160 range. Now the size-wise, you can look at that as depending on your weight, and if you're a heavier type rider and you want to go up into the light wind type stuff, that's where you can determine on the size-wise. One thing about this board, I'll tell you, they haven't changed a whole lot from the 2016 and 2017, and the reason is the board just works. This board is really used in a lot of schools or a lot of the guys who are dealing with the light wind type riding almost on a consistent basis. We really like the feel of this board. This board design also is used in our tandem type setup. It's about the same shape. You get multiple straps and everything else, but it's unbelievable what this board and how successful you can feel. A lot of the lesson type stuff, getting a person on this board, a lot of instructors call it like the magic ride. It's one of those, as soon as you get up, it just wants to stay on a plane. The reason is this very low rocker type board. It puts a lot of surface area on the water and gives you a lot of lift at a slower type speed. So you can see the rail line here. It's very straight. It actually goes back in a little bit. That gives that water flow across this rail, and the upwind ability is just nuts in the low winds. Gets a lot of surface area to give you that lift. It also has the asymmetrical fins, because when you're riding these boards, they're different in width. They're so wide that the straps and pads have been offset slightly so you can control that rail line on that heel side, but keep that surface area on the toe. So the fins are on that side to line that up, because you almost spend the whole time riding these boards toe side is not really the main deal. It can, but it's very hard to control. So almost everybody sits on that heel side to get that upwind ability for the light wind. So these fins are lined up over. These are 5-centimeter razor type fins. These are the flex off type fins, and they work really well. This board also gives you a good amount of turn. Some boards don't. If there's no flex in the tips of some of them, that they've built them up way too stiff, you won't get any kind of flex at the tip, and the turning ability of them is just, basically nil to none. But the Cruiser Light Wind gives you that little bit of turn ability as well, but the light wind, be able to get upwind in light winds and slow speed is very, very good on this board. One thing you want to make sure is when you get into a board like this, a lot of guys, if you get a kite that wants to ride too fast, these boards don't want to ride fast because there's a lot of surface area on that water and it wants to grip that water. So you'll be riding a little bit slower speed, so it's one thing to get used to. It comes equipped with the Hex of Bindings. The CrazyFly Hex of Bindings allow you a ton of adjustment. These can actually be positioned at different angles, a little bit forward and back. The straps themselves can be moved. These are their molded footbeds. Built-up footbeds, not molded. Molded usually breaks down, and CrazyFly has stuck with this type of build-up pad because they last for years. They don't mash out and bottom out after a year of riding or a couple years. I've got some of these that are many years old and they're still going strong and working really well. They have the toe grip on them, but again, that toe grip can change with the size of your foot, but that's why the straps can move forward and back. But overall, the light wind ability of the Cruiser Pro Cruiser Light Wind is very good. It's an amazing type feeling board. If you ever get a chance to get on one and you're out there in that light wind type conditions and bigger kites, give it a try. This thing definitely will get you going when nothing else will. Anyway, that's Jeff Howard here at CrazyFly Kiteboarding with the Light Wind Cruiser.